Hello, everyone. Welcome to Ladies of Sosa podcast. My name is Sahra.
And my name is Christine.
Today, we're going to be discussing our South Sudanese basketball team making their first debut in the 2024 Olympics. They actually won their first official game not after the exhibition with the U.S., where we came up short by 1 point. But we beat Puerto Rico, which was made our first official win in the Olympics.
Which
our first
made
time.
history.
Yeah, which was a historic moment, yes. Unfortunately, today we lost to Serbia, but I think there's still a lot of celebration to be had because we put our name out there. Like,
right, for sure.
The basketball team is known now. Like, I've never seen South Sudan's name be mentioned so many times, honestly, in media.
Yeah, we definitely earned our respect as a country, so I feel like people will be looking out for South Sudan in basketball in future years to come. So
Yes.
I feel like that was still a big accomplishment for us. So.
Absolutely. So we're going to be discussing that, but also discussing some of the conversations surrounding the South Sudanese basketball team, especially after the game between the exposition game between the U.S.
Yes, Gilbert Arenas.
Yes,
caught a lot of heat for his comments, his xenophobic comments that he made. So
yes, and kind of discussing the bigger conversation around the stigmatization of Africa and the people who inhabit Africa. So we'll get into that, but first we're going to introduce our panel. So where should we start? I always get confused.
Ladies first.
Ladies first. Vaida.
Hi everyone, it's Vaida again.
Hello everyone, Willie. Glad to be back. I'm excited.
Yay! And Willie brought a friend this time. So
before it goes, no, I just want to say like this is one of my good friends. This is one of my closest friends.
Wow, so
he's making me blush.
No, he's genuinely one of the like kindest people that I've ever known, who has a lot of wisdom, and I'm glad he accepted to come eventually. So,
wow, that is so sweet. That's so sweet.
Long waited, but
yes.
Hi everybody, I'm Isaac, and first time here. So
yeah.
So I didn't think that he was South Sudanese when he first walked in. So please tell us what tribe are you from, so I can put some respect on your name.
yes, I'm Acholi.
Okay.
And Pajikwara. So
okay.
From Juba originally. So
I've never heard of Pajikwara.
Me either.
What tribe? What can you explain that more? Like what area in South Sudan is that?
that's a good question.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I hope you know the answer.
Right. We'll put the map up.
Yeah.
You got to represent for your people. Is it Equatorian or like where?
It is part of the Luol. So,
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Cool,
cool.
cool.
Do you speak it?
Yes.
Oh, nice.
I know.
All right, cool. So we have a new face today.
New tribe.
Yes, and a new tribe, so people can,
Yeah.
we're checking off boxes.
Is he the first Acholi? No, he's not, right?
I don't think he's the first Acholi.
I think
Janet is kind of Acholi from
Acholi,
Uganda.
yeah, but he's the first
Kinda,
Acholi from
or
South
is-
Sudan.
She is.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's my
just
best friend.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's your best friend. You don't know your best friend's tribe.
Well, she is Acholi.
but she's from
Kinda.
Uganda.
Not kinda. Okay.
Okay.
I'm sorry. She's my best friend. I should know that. She is.
Yes,
Officially.
Acholi. Okay,
Yeah.
and then go ahead, Tariq, and introduce yourself.
Oh, yeah, my name is Tariq. That's about it. And this is one of
Well,
my
you might as well let us know your tribe
closest-
too.
Yeah, what tribe are you
closest
from?
friends.
No, don't try to do the same thing.
Try to one up
You
that.
try to steal Willie's thunder. What?
What tribe?
He did that arm thing.
No, I just
This
no.
is crazy.
No,
Okay.
I'm
Go ahead, for real.
No, what kind of tribe? Nyambara.
So we have Mohammed back again.
Yes.
So y'all saw him on the episode when talking about the dynamics between Sudan and South Sudan, and we're happy to have him back. A lot of people kept asking like to bring him back, and
Right,
so
right.
here he is.
But there was a lot of heat that came with this. So he
Yeah,
might or might
He's
not.
still alive.
We'll,
He's
we'll,
still
we'll,
alive.
we'll do a vibe check.
We'll see
do a
how
vibe
it goes.
check.
Right,
But please
right.
introduce yourself.
Yes, Mohammed. Glad to be here again. Super excited to be here again, and looking forward to the amazing conversations that always come from this circle. So
You want to tell us like how like after you took like
yeah, man, it was crazy. Speaking on a public platform, you don't realize like how many people are watching, and then also the way the algorithm works is anybody could see what you're putting out there. So it went from like friends to strangers to uncles sending me stuff, and I had to
Hey.
explain myself, and I'm like, damn, I didn't know it was gonna be like this, but nonetheless, it was fun, and to know that people are out there listening and appreciating the content is more everlasting than anything. So
Love
Yeah,
it.
glad to
and
be
we
here.
appreciate you just even coming back
Absolutely.
and being in the
Absolutely.
studio with us.
Always.
It
We're
is
so
not
excited.
easy
Yeah,
to
we don't
do this.
we don't
so.
duck the smoke. No.
Oh, I
Love
love
it.
that.
And there's more good than bad that comes out of the
1000%.
conversation. So that's the plus side. So
1000%.
yeah. So Amanual just pulled up to the studio. Go ahead and introduce yourself, Amanual. South Sudanese time. Well, yay. Let's go.
Amanual, you know me.
So we're gonna actually start off the conversation with Gilbert Arenas and his commentary on the South Sudanese basketball team after we lost to the U.S. by 1 point, and he was pretty much on his, I think it was his podcast. He has a podcast, sports podcast, and was like, we almost lost to some Africans.
Almost lost to some Africans. Yeah, goddamn, dog. We almost lost. Come on, man. And the king had to save. The king had to save us. I know the LeBron haters are mad. Almost lost to the Ahi tribe. This is crazy. What is going on, man? Embiid over there throwing the game. He throwing the game for his cousins and shit. What's this is? I don't even know where to find the box score. We winning on layups at the end of the game. Like, what is I don't know where the box score is. I already had my excuses. This just preseason. We still trying to figure out lineup, but God, come on, y'all. We don't supposed to be losing to air up there. Come on, man. Cool Runnings. We don't supposed to lose to the Cool Runnings team. That's the last team we supposed to lose to or be close with. They don't even have shoes. They get their shoes from America. We got to ship them shoes. They had to use the shoes that we have extra, leftover shoes. They use leftover shoes that the USA teams didn't want. All right, y'all can use these. They don't even have basketball rims, dog. Feed the children. Send wheat, send water and bread. Them. That's who we almost lost to. Y'all are, oh man, this is getting almost lost to damn Cool Runnings out in this bitch, man. South Sudan, not regular Sudan. South, but you know it ain't. Do they even have any? Let me see. Who do they even have that is Bobo's? That's Bobo's team, right? That has to, yeah, because his daddy was South Sudan. Let me see this roster. Listen, damn. Hey, listen, I'ma just be honest with you. Like, they shouldn't have black jerseys on. They should just let that color go, because ain't. I thought this shit was in black and white. I thought this was in black and white.
We almost lost to the Ahi.
Ahi. Yeah.
Ahi tried.
By the way, ahi sounds delicious. I'm not,
I think he also did that.
Willie, what did he do? Was it the spear?
Yeah.
no, it's not the spear.
The flute thing.
Blow dart. No?
That's
speed thing.
Oh, I thought that was a spear.
That's how old the joke is. Like nobody even does it.
They did used to do that growing up.
Yeah.
That was an African joke.
Right.
I remember that.
But I think there was a lot of outrage behind his commentary because
Luol Deng even responded.
Luol Deng responded. Even Joel Embiid had something to say about it, because it was not only kind of like an attack on South Sudanese, but it was also like
the whole African continent, diaspora as a whole.
Exactly. So let's just start off with that. Like, how did y'all feel about it initially? Like hearing the comments.
If the jokes were better, it would have landed better. I think that's the problem, because like the joke came off like a little bit more like it had some venom to it and like xenophobic.
Yeah.
Because like if it was just funny, we wouldn't have been tripping. But like Gilbert sometimes thinks he's funnier than what he is, and
it was so childish at his big age. Like it was just so immature.
Yeah,
like that stuff you hear in the playground growing
up. Like he came off as like a high school bully.
For sure.
You know, like it kind of.
Were you bad with
It's experience talking.
Oh,
Yeah,
it triggered us.
It triggered us because we've known somebody like that from
Exactly.
from back in the day in high school.
Did y'all flashback?
Yeah. But you know what? Yeah. But you know what? That's why I wasn't even mad, because it was just like, it was so childish. Like I felt like this is such a middle school, high school situation. I've already healed from that. You know, like it's just like if like you said, if it was like a little bit more elevated of a joke, maybe. But I'm like, okay, Ahi tribe.
Yeah. He said that we shoot in effing peach baskets in the dirt with no shoes.
When you read it out, it sounds way worse than what he said.
Oh, and he said
he said Embiid over there throwing the game for his cousins. We not supposed to be losing to Air Up There or Cool Runnings team. They shooting on peach baskets and dirt with no shoes.
How do you even dribble? How you dribble on dirt? Like
that was very passionate. Like
it's
really
YouTube videos of us. It's a string. It's a string because it gives us the perseverance that we can do more. There's even a video right now of I think it's Nigeria I think it's Uganda or Kenyan kids doing backflips and doing gymnastics in dirt because and what that tells you is like there's so much talent there, but we don't have the opportunity to push that talent. Yeah. This is not saying that what Gilbert Arenas, because Gilbert Arenas, he does have like dark humor. A lot of his jokes is on the dark side, but he has a history of making these type of jokes, especially to black people, because a couple of years ago there was a post about black women, and he said that, can you name one beautiful black woman, not brown skin, but like Tyrese Black? So he has a history of these where he does not, maybe because his parents is Cuban, so he maybe don't see himself as black, he sees himself as Cuban, like the way the Dominicans say, me no black, me no black. Maybe, I don't know, but he does have a history of that. But this is not...
The bettering the race thing where they married to make the lighter.
and he did just engage to a super light skinned girl with green eyes. So I don't know, maybe he just don't mess with dark skin.
As Cat Williams said, a weird big headed light skinned girl. He got it from the Illuminati. My bad. Hey, no disrespect to light skinned women.
Okay, so Amanual, I have a question.
What's up?
Because since you're in comedy. Is because some people were like, it's just a joke, like we don't have to take it to xenophobia and like all of this, like all these big words. So
I mean,
how do you feel about that?
Here's the thing. It is xenophobic, but like in comedy, you have to be racist, xenophobic, homophobic. Like you have to be to make the point of the joke sometimes, and depending on if it's satire or anything else. I always tell people that like in comedy, you're going to have to offend people. It just has to be in a way where you know where the heart of the comedian is. Like, no disrespect. Patrice O'Neal used to always say this. If you don't know funny, don't speak on being funny in public because you're not a comedian. But Gilbert Arenas is not a comedian, so I'm like, I defend his attempt at the joke, but I'm still going to roast him for being xenophobic. Yeah. Like, I'm going to still roast him on the principle of it. But outside of that, some of them did get me because I was walking with my boy Chris and we were just like, damn, that boy really did.
But some of them too, like I think Godfrey touched on a lot. He's like, some of the jokes look like the way white people at the golf course looks like if you black, you go to the golf course, but like, look at him, he probably swinging like a spear. Like it's like these jokes are like, it's like I don't know. It's like you want to be funny, you want to be funny.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's like it's like you're doing a little.
It's high school coach trying to relate to an African player. Like,
some of it was funny, especially when he responded like, "Yo, some people are hitting in my inbox. I can't even see their profile pictures."
Oh my, that's not funny.
He's not wrong. He's not wrong.
Don't get me wrong. It was. I find, but I like dark humor though, so I don't know. Maybe that's why I find.
Well, that was dark humor. He was
definitely dark humor.
Willie, what were you gonna say?
No, I'm like, I think you were talking about like what Godfrey said. It sounds like some jokes that white people make when they're by themselves. Like, it's like when there's no black person around, ha 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 ha, what are they gonna do? Chuck a spear? Like,
Yeah.
Like it sounded like that. It came off, but I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm South Sudanese, but it just like, so it's personal. So I don't know, like, it's, as they say, like, it's funny when they make fun of others, but when they're making fun of, when you're part of the joke, maybe it's not as funny. And so, but like when something is so cringe that you laugh.
Yeah.
That's how I felt.
Yeah.
Like, that shit was so cringe. I started laughing about like at how cringe it was. But it was just cheap shots. I don't think it was comedy. I don't think it was funny.
And I think that's
and it doesn't make sense because it's coming from a black person. It's like you're speaking about yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that's what
it's like that was a big argument.
Yeah, it's like a black person saying, it's like an African American saying, oh, you're gonna eat chicken, like you just sound like a clown.
Yeah,
doing that.
Yeah.
But a lot of African Americans got mad because they wanted to specify that he's not African American. They kept saying like he's Afro-Cuban.
And so that's
his parents. Both of his parents are Cuban.
Was both of us?
Oh, wow.
He was born here though.
Yeah. So they were like, don't make
Afro-Cuban.
it like an African American like conversation
Yeah.
because
But-
he's not African American.
But here's the thing with the whole diaspora. Like, okay, I'm gonna tell
they're all
you.
guilty of
Let's
it.
be honest with you.
Yeah.
We are all guilty of some fuck shit when it comes to like
of course.
Yeah.
roasting. Because like
because
even
like what he
African
said
countries-
when he pointed at you, that's when you feel some type of way.
Yeah.
But when he's pointing at somebody else, you're gonna laugh.
So in this instance,
So-
he is Afro-Cuban, but I feel like if this is a problem within the whole entire Black diaspora, is like speaking down on other people in the Black diaspora, whether
And
you're
Africans.
African or you're African American, like we both do it to each other.
I'm not
So-
just trying to stir any beef, but I have to point out a fact that all of a sudden Africa is completely behind South Sudan now because we want everybody's like, yeah, we with South Sudan.
Oh, and shout out to the Nigerian women team. They
Yes.
they won.
Yes.
Shout out to the Nigerian women team.
Big time.
Y'all, Nigerian women's team, South Sudanese team. I mean, we can make some super.
You know what I mean? I'm just saying.
Just saying.
Make something happen.
We can make some athletes.
Stop.
But like, we really be having like, because as Africans, even amongst ourselves, we'll say some wild shit to each other. Like,
Right.
we'll make fun of each other in ways that like, if it wasn't for us, it's like kind of like family.
Yeah.
Like for us, I think that's why Gilbert isn't getting as much backlash as he would have gotten if he was like a Caucasian
Bayless.
person or Skip or somebody else. Because there's a difference between xenophobia and racism. So like for me, it's kind of like your cousin doing a little too much and saying something a little too far, and you're like, stop that, and then we move on from it.
I don't know though, because on Twitter there's been a big debate between South Africans and Nigerians, and with that, it doesn't give like a cousin hate. Like they're literally there's like
But
a
there's
real
white people in South Africa.
No, but
so
they've
I'm
always
just-
been on their neck. The
You
reason
can say that it's like a cousin thing, but xenophobia
Tariq, don't
does
try to
lead to
justify
like
that
people
shit, bro.
dying.
No,
Like,
this
in
is-
Africa.
That's what I'm saying. If we're
Like
cousins,
look at the Rwanda, what happened with them?
yeah,
it
because
wasn't
are we not
giving-
okay? Just to play devil's advocate, like what? How can we joke with each other? Like as a Black diaspora, I feel like his joke. The reason why it was distasteful is because it mirrors like what you said, like what a white supremacy, like what a
this
racist
is-
white person would say. It's just too close to home.
there's no rules in
you know?
comedy. That's the point
But
of
he's not a
comedy.
comedian.
He's not a comedian,
He's
yeah.
not a comedian.
Everybody, if you joking, you at that point you're a comedian. You can make a joke.
Who says like a
It can
really
be
offensive
offensive.
thing, and he's like, no, I was just kidding.
Yeah.
When you get offended, like
But there's truth
just
to it
just because you're
in his
kidding doesn't
mind.
mean that like it excuses you for saying some things. Like
And he's in a certain position
and,
too.
and he's not doing stand up. He's not.
Exactly.
We don't actually.
Nah, I'm a First Amendment free speech advocate. You should
Yeah,
say
but
what you
You
want.
can say what you want. That doesn't
no,
mean
you
you
can-
can't
but
criticize.
But that's the thing. Yeah, there's consequences,
There's
but you cannot.
consequences to saying
I don't think you can
things.
regulate what somebody says.
What is he perpetrating when he says stuff like that? That these people don't even have shoes. South Sudanese people don't have shoes. They get it from America.
With the platform
the
that he has.
Yeah, it's like you're on the main stage right now, and you're perpetrating this as a Black man. You're perpetrating narratives about people that look like you.
But
You know,
is it-
so it's like that's like you should be highlighting like the accomplishments of the South Sudanese basketball team, if anything, and the excellence over.
And you have a platform and your voice matters. So you have to be careful what you say
What
because you
you-
just offended a
because-
whole continent of people.
Yeah, because if a white person says something like that, so we can't even blame them because there's other Black people saying the
Oh
same
no!
thing.
We can't do that. We
No,
can't
I
excuse
mean,
that.
Exactly,
I
we-
like if
because
a Black
this
person
is the
saying
thing.
that, what stops a white person from
Yeah,
saying
free,
that?
free speech.
They
you
have
can say what you
this-
want.
There's
but
a
you have
white
to be
radio
ready
host
for
that
the
said
blowback from it.
he called that St. John's women basketball team. This was way back.
That's Don
Nappy-headed
Imus.
host.
Don Imus.
So
I love Don
let-
Imus.
we're not justifying any of that. Like let's not. I think what it is like if the way he said it, was there malice towards behind it, where he's saying it in a serious manner, or was he in a joking manner that came off wrong?
It
But
doesn't matter.
It does.
Go
I
ahead.
Because
generally
it's
feel like
jokes.
what he said was very off-putting, and the reason why that was is because of the apology. The apology was very
It was backhanded apology.
Yeah, it was backhanded apology, and it was very like, it just didn't seem genuine. It didn't seem like someone who found what he said like as serious or as like I don't think he realized how serious it was until after he got the backlash, and then instead of cleaning up the situation, he just made it worse with the apology.
I think you guys
What
have
did
to
he say?
understand
What did he
this.
say in the apology?
No disrespect to
That's what he
Gil.
says. Like
apology was
my
like-
comments is a lot of profiles that I can't see.
here's
that, and then he was also like, "Oh, you know, people are saying that I'm racist or I'm xenophobic. That's not me. I was just clowning."
To be honest,
that's not an apology.
it's
not an apology at all.
To be honest, it's giving the vibe that he just wanted clout. Because at the end of the day, if that's your apology, you want extra smoke.
Yeah, I mean, he likes the attention.
That's just who he is.
Yeah, he likes the attention.
That is not an apology.
That's
not an apology at all.
You want extra smoke.
Which makes me think the statement is actually more dangerous than what I originally thought it was. You know, originally I thought it was like, okay, there's some jokes. I get it. It's fun. I guess it's funny, but when you make an apology like that, you're not realizing how serious what you just said was.
I think because he probably got the most eyes on him by saying those outlandish comments. I don't think people were really, I didn't know who he was for real until, you know, he made this comment. So like people say outrage is currency. True. Whenever people are like mad, like how could this person do this? They're like, oh, who did it? Gilbert Arenas. Now his name is out there, and people are like drawn to him and like trying to see like, is there going to be an apology? And so he probably is. You know, he's capitalizing on the fact that people are looking at him.
Anything to get the eyes to the podcast is great.
We got to put some respect on Gil's. Gilbert, okay, even though he put disrespecting us, Gilbert Arenas was actually a great basketball player for 4 years.
His career, his career went downhill though.
Went downhill.
His career downhill because of his stupid.
But I'm going to make a point. Gilbert Arenas played.
You sure it was 4 years, or he just had a great season?
No, he had a. No. Gil had one of the best primes I think out of a lot of basketball. But we're not going to talk about that. But I think people forget that like basketball players. Not all of them are.
They're sheltered.
Yes, as up here, like short bus shawties are there. You know, sometimes you got to remember that some people are a little bit more remedial than you think that they are. Like,
but his comments weren't even basketball centered.
No.
So, and I think that's what
let's be honest.
saying.
Like Gilbert Arenas is most famous for bringing a gun to the locker room. Like
he's not the brightest bulb.
Not the brightest, and that's the reason why his career went the way that it did.
It shows that like he's very impulsive, like you know. So like so that's what he's mostly famous for. Like
Gilbert is that one kid in school that got very, very lucky that God gave him the athletic gifts that he gave him. So it's and you can't be mad.
But I mean, to Vaida's point, I mean, his comments like were not even basketball centered. He went viral for saying something negative about Africans, and so people who didn't know him from basketball now know him from his commentary. So he's still gaining a new audience, and now he's a commentator. He doesn't play basketball no more. I mean, granted, like he did what he did in the NBA, he's deserved his flowers for that, but it still stands like he's in media now, so he knows what to say to get people going.
And also, like I think people like his podcast because he tells a lot of NBA stories, and he speaks on things that a normal person would not speak on. Like he tells private stories about other players, like their personal lives, about what led to a fight or what happened between somebody's wife and whatever. Like he's like he tells those type of stories in his podcast, which is very interesting because you get a different perspective of basketball players.
Him and Nick Cannon just got in trouble for talking about a situation with him and his ex in the back seat. Like we're not gonna pretend like his podcast is upper crust and here for like good value. That's why I don't feel disrespected by somebody.
And that's the thing is like Nick Young is like his best friend, and there's videos of him breaking into his house and roasting him about how bad he was in NBA, how bad he was in high school, college, etc.
So this is
kind of he's a childish. That's how his jokes is because that's always how it be. Like him and Richard Jefferson, they went to high school, college together, and Richard Jefferson, when they are talking to each other, is disrespectful, but it's in a joking way. That's just how he always has been. So that's why I'm like, it's different ways to take it from like somebody like a Skip Bayless coming, because now he's saying it in a serious manner. Or was somebody just clowning and nobody taking him seriously? Because nobody really takes Gilbert Arenas as far as his comments that seriously, besides the NBA talking points, because he does make some good points as far as how the NBA is run and how to get better as a player. So his son is a 5-star recruit coming out too. His son is actually pretty good.
Okay. Well, I do want to read what Luol Deng said about Gilbert Arenas' comments. He said, as for Gilbert Arenas, his comments were certainly more disrespectful and cruel. Personally, I don't care much. I would never trade places with anyone. Being African is special. However, for young African and African American kids who admire and listen to Gilbert, these comments can make you think less of yourself and make the rest of the world think less of Africans. Those who are easily misled may make comments that reflect self-hate more than pride. There's nothing about our history that we should run away from. So I think, yeah.
Yeah.
That was beautiful.
But I think that shows like how his comments can reflect the like self-hate as far as being black and blackness and being because I bet if you look at his lineage, his parents have some African blood.
Yeah, there's
in
no
him.
black in Cuba. They came from Africa.
And exactly. So like
black in Cuba.
So we have
black,
to, take pride in our African heritage. Mm-hmm. Like whether you're Afro-Cuban or African American, South Sudanese, Nigerian, like we all have to stand in solidarity. But if we have like different like viewpoints of like blackness and like I feel like I'm better because I live like because Africans live like this. No, you're also African. You know, so we have to have like one lens to look at each other when we get on platforms, especially because what stops other people from saying anything about us if our people who look like us are talking down on Africa?
Yeah, and I feel like this moment with South Sudan advancing as far as they did and being as successful as they did, there's been a lot of solidarity. So I don't want his individual actions or like other individual actors and their ignorance, I don't want that to shine brighter than all the positive things that people have been saying about South Sudan. Just as a diaspora, I'm sure even in the comments, people from all different parts of the world have been like, our success, they're taking it as if it's their own success. So like, I just feel like this moment is so special, especially for South Sudanese people growing up, to see that South Sudan is portrayed in such a positive light, and to see that we can be excellent in something and that we can be, praised on a public stage. So I feel like those comments were hurtful, but I also want, the positive comments to also be something that is revered and also appreciated as well, because there's been a lot of that lately.
Yeah, there's been a lot of positive comments from a lot of people, but we do always focus on, we're human beings. We kind of get
Like,
I would say we kind of get bogged down on like the negative ones,
Yeah,
but it's been like as
South Sudanese people, we are ruthless because they were roasting him on his Instagram and his
they're not gonna
YouTube.
stop.
Why would they stop?
He gonna have beef with aunties that are 60 and 70 years old on the internet forever.
I was waiting for that lady who be doing TikTok, Mama. That's what I was waiting for.
Mira's gonna roast him? Oh God.
Hey, but I got an ego thing to say. This is the first time that South Sudanese.
Waiting for that.
Sarah, like that comment that you posted on the group chat. What did you say? Like, what did they say about?
Oh, someone was like, someone in the comments was like, USA almost lost to a team that eats lunch like once a month or once a year.
Oh my God,
it's childish, but it is funny though.
That's funny.
I'm afraid for when they get to get the cultural reference, when we become more known and they can know the slick shit that we say to each other.
Right.
Because now when you get a white person to tell you a little slick thing that they know about your culture, I'm gonna be I'm gonna be mad as hell whenever that happens. But also, shout out to South Sudanese men, because now we're on the map. It's not just the ladies. It's not just the models.
Whoa, why does it have to be?
Y'all on the map.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
For all of us.
Y'all have always been on the map, Amanual.
Pseudo red pill.
Pseudo black pill.
Extra black.
You can't say that shit.
Yo, I can spot on my people.
He's from the land. He's from the land of the black.
Blue black. The blue black pill.
Joel Embiid also made a comment, so we want to go ahead and read that as well, so we can get kind of like the full picture of how everyone felt.
Man, I don't know.
He said a lot, but just to make it short, he said, obviously, I don't condone it. I'm African first and foremost. I might be playing for Team USA, but I'm Cameroonian first and foremost. And then he just was disappointed by, what he said. So
yeah.
Joel Embiid finessed that France citizenship, though. He's supposed to be playing for France.
Wait. But let's be honest with ourselves. If the Cameroonian team, and if Cameroon wasn't going through what they're going through, like, Joel would have probably played for Cameroon.
I mean, to be honest, though, Durant looks Sudanese. He should be playing for us, too.
That's crazy. Can I make another point?
Do you think that has something to do with, like, like the difference between the first exhibition game and then like when they actually played him? Because Durant actually played that.
He was injured.
What do you think were some of the factors though, looking at the game that we played with USA? Because I feel like that was a big one.
It's because they like the second game they came in like with on a mission.
Yeah.
It's like
they knew our potential
and respect.
It's with respect. Like they were like, okay, we can't take these guys.
Right.
Like,
do you think that they were trying the first game? Because some people said that
they weren't. They weren't.
I think at a point they were trying, but they were trying to figure out the opponent more importantly. I think, and they didn't. I think they underestimated.
Different when you have like the best players in the world preparing for you.
Right.
Like now they're taking notes. Now they're like they're watching video. Now they're changing their lineup to more fit, and they're the best in the world. It's different, but they came prepared the second time.
And it was an Olympic game. Like,
exactly. The first one is just an exhibit. Yeah,
it was a friendly. Obviously, these are professional athletes. They have the competitive spirit in them, so they didn't take it easy. But that first game was okay. Let's test out what works, and then what they found out works is you got to play actual defense against the South Sudanese team. And you got to let the players that are hot be hot. Because Steph
and you got to bench Joel Embiid. And they benched Joel Embiid on that.
Yeah, they had to.
Yeah. Okay, so what were some moments from that game that stood out to you? Because I had so much anxiety that game.
The exposition?
No, the actual game that they played on Wednesday. Because that had a lot of anticipation. People were posting online. There was a lot of buzz. So I was so nervous. What are some moments that happened that kind of stood out to you? Do you feel like the players played kind of similarly? A lot of people were saying online that they didn't feel like certain players showed up like they did the first time. Like, it was a lot being said.
I feel like there was a lot of fouls called on South Sudan.
They was fouling a lot too, though.
Yeah, we were. That's what I'm saying. So I'm like, maybe that could be like a potential learning point.
Yeah,
like, you know, like maybe just like that's what we just need to work on. So we're kind of learning like how to play the game with the best of the best. Like,
I'm gonna say something that's real. So people are saying, oh, the players that were playing better last time aren't playing as great this time. Well, that's because they're prepared for them now.
Right.
Like, people don't realize that like the game is way more intricate than you think it is. And at the end of the day, a lot of people are being like, oh, there's an excuse for this, and that. South Sudan played way better than even Serbia did after they just whooped us right now. But we ain't going to talk about that. But they played better than Serbia did, and they would not quit. So for people saying that there's something off about the team or they weren't playing up to their potential, you could say that, but they still did not quit. Like,
and there was a lot more pressure this game because now everyone had their eyes like, okay, let's see what South Sudan's going to do.
And also, like, I think they in the beginning of the fourth quarter, they came within like 11 or 10 points.
Yeah.
They still like they still battled.
Oh yeah, they never gave up.
Yeah, they didn't give up, and like I think like it's a good way to introduce Sudanese men to the world. You know, we never give up, you know.
Because we're hoping an NBA contract comes out of this. You know? Like, we're hoping an NBA contract, and there has to be an NBA contract.
Yeah.
I mean, that boy Clark gonna get one, and then a Noonie about to get one.
Noonie for sure.
I think Maria already had one.
And a young blood that's about to go to Duke, about to eat whenever he's actually grown and like actually has
experience.
His body.
And Jones already got like offers.
He got a lot of offers.
Noonie's gonna play in the NBA though for sure.
Yeah, he's fire.
And we can still root for them too. Like, it doesn't stop here. We can still root for them.
And that's so dope. Like the opportunities that can come out of like that performance. I feel like a lot of people are going to be looking at them now. So
yeah,
and people don't disrespect the EuroLeague now. I think a lot of people like forget that like basketball is so it's world, and like a lot of the Euro players are just as good as some of the NBA players, but they make more money in the Euro, so they stay in the Euro.
They make more money in
some players will make more money in the
Euros
Euros than in the NBA.
I think I saw a post about like how Tariq got approached by a few NBA teams, but he turned him down to still play in the Euro and like still play just because the contract.
The money must be
the money
crazy out there.
And you're gonna be a star. So like think about it for a second. You're gonna be well known in a different country, and you're gonna become a star over there. Instead of
you get to
just
play.
being,
and then the taxes, you know, the taxes too. You know?
But there's also even the NBA has a league in Africa, the Basketball Africa League. So the NBA is investing a lot of money in Africa because they do see that Europe and Africa is where a lot of the talent is coming from, and they have been investing. So even on this team, I think Gabriel just left the Lakers, so I think he's in China now.
Yeah,
so even China is investing. So there's a lot of opportunities, I think. I think
McCord or whatever. Right? The last game he was going crazy.
Yeah,
he's in China too.
Yeah, he's in China too. I think so. There's a lot that's going on. I think our weakness against the USA team was that we didn't, outside of Jones, we didn't have no ball handlers. So once you have Drew Holiday and Ant-Man locking you up full court, you're not getting into your sets. So I think a lot of it kind of made us have so many turnovers. I think Carly Jones had 7 turnovers. Gabriel had 9 turnovers. So that's where it killed us. It killed us in the first half. We was down, I think, 20 in the first half.
Yeah.
But if you look at it, the second half, we only lost that second half by 5.
Yeah.
So the second half was much better. I think there was some adjustment by Luol Deng and Ivy and the coach where they were beating the press, because I don't care who you are. When a team is pressing you full court and it's Drew Holiday and Ant-Man pressing you full court, and then you got LeBron in the back, you got Durant and Curry shooting. Even if you bring the best NBA team right now to go play that team, they're losing.
Yeah, because that team is the best.
Yeah, that team is not losing against even the All-Star team. They're just that good. And I think and with Embiid, the reason he didn't play is because the way the game is set it was better for AD and Bam, because they're more rollers. Because the way South Sudan does it is because they do a lot of pick and roll and trying to isolate. Embiid is not really good in the front court isolating, and South Sudan shoots a lot of threes. We were shooting 40% every game. It's just that we didn't drive enough, and we was getting killed in the free throws because we weren't really driving enough. And the Euro basketball, the way they call fouls is a lot harsher than the NBA. They don't really call a lot of fouls. So I think that's what it is. But I think it's a learning experience. I think next Olympics is going to be here in the States. So
honestly, South Sudan plays like old Euro ball, like where we have a lot of bigs that can really shoot the ball like crazy.
There was a lot of shooting. I mean, they shot really good. It's just that they couldn't get to their sets.
Also,
that's what it is.
Let's be honest with ourselves. All our South Sudanese brothers that are between 5'9" to 6'3", get your ass at the 1 and the 2 and get your handles
soccer.
up.
No, 5'9". No, we need 6'2" and 6'5".
But I think everybody can agree that like South Sudan is going to be a problem in the next few years. Like one of the best.
Yeah. Like, they're definitely the best team in Africa right now.
They did very good for their first debut.
Yeah, for sure. But like, just imagine the future of the South Sudanese basketball team.
Wait, or we could just have some bigs that decide to just play the 2. Like we can have some bigs that can carry some shit. Like a 7 foot.
You got 6'1" is crazy. Like Drew Holiday on you. You're not. You can be LeBron and you're not crossing out half court that easy.
I mean, look, hey, you're okay. We can have 6.
Also, we gotta get bigger too, because we can't.
Yeah, y'all not eating.
Pounds.
Y'all not lifting.
Like, if you're in Duke,
y'all look vegan.
You're in Duke eating 5 days a week.
You look like your bones is hollow. You need help.
Like the thing is, like we naturally have a small frame.
No, we don't.
Yeah,
that's cap. That's
cap.
I mean, not you.
True.
That's cap. That's cap.
Sudanese.
Say not you.
Because hey, we have it's the Denka. Yes, we do. But we got 63, 62 other tribes that are smaller, stouter, and stronger. Come in. Come on. This is a national sport.
Yeah.
The whole nation. Come on. We need y'all.
But I think honestly, round of applause though for like Luol Deng and the whole just South Sudanese Basketball Association. Like, it just lets you know that no matter tribulations, no matter what you have, you can make it out there, and hopefully doors will open, because this is not only inspirational, but this is like,
and I feel like it's
wonderful.
it's a testament to having somebody who's actually, I think somebody was talking about this, like having a testament to having actually somebody who knows being put in a position of power, who actually knows
what to do,
what they're doing, like
and then being selfless, being selfless.
So because he could have been the head coach, but he didn't.
So because South Sudan would have. They could have just put anybody in that position who doesn't even know anything about basketball, like they do in every other position in government.
And I would say, Luol
had to create that position. Luol had to create that position, though. Like, let's be honest with
ourselves.
It's not like it was just there.
It was given to him.
Like, he did that himself, and I don't want to.
But that's how you got to do. Sometimes you got to take initiative. And this is not even the best team, to be honest, because Bol didn't play, and Bol is I don't know what he gotta like. I don't know what he's doing right now, but he gotta figure it out in Phoenix and like start. Every time he plays, extended minutes, he gets 20 and 10. I'm like, so I don't know what. Maybe he's just not doing practice. Thonmaker didn't play, so that's a big man. I
think there was a contractual issue
because he played for Australia and he
Australia kind of screwed him because they released him a little too late because they would have done it earlier.
So I think next Olympic is here in LA. We need everybody showing up.
And I'm
photoshopping myself in France, so I'm already. I just flew back.
Let's go. No, next year.
A day ago.
Not next year, but next 4 years.
Oh, the next 4 years.
Sarah, what was that picture that you posted in the group chat with the president?
The World Cup is in 2 years.
I'm not commenting.
Oh snap!
No comment.
Okay, so
but it gets spicy.
We're gonna post this. We're gonna post this on the video. So the vice president the president of South Sudan, Salva Kiir, and the vice president of South Sudan, Riek Machar, took a picture together with the South Sudanese basketball team jersey, which is very ironic because we went through a very a rough, a bloody situation or war. Let's just be full disclosure. We went through a civil war in 2013 based off these two people's politics, and their political leadership, and they were literally the faces of the conflict. So it was just so ironic. I thought it was AI. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, ain't no way.
It did look a little fake.
Not AI.
When I saw the picture of both of them taking a photo with the jersey, I was like, so this is all it took, huh?
It's like your two toxic exes showing up to your wife's baby shower and holding a baby. It's like,
it's a boy.
Why are you here?
I think they were saying our two problems holding our pride and joy.
I know.
Oh my!
But I would say this.
Yeah.
I respect Luol Deng. I respect Luol Deng 100%, and I'm gonna take him at his words. But that video he posted looked like a hostage video.
Which one?
Thanking the government for everything they're doing. Don't get me wrong. I'm gonna take him at. I'm gonna take him at his words because I respect him 100%. But I don't know. That video kind of looked a little hostagey.
Yeah. Isn't that a big testament of how South Sudanese basketball has brought unity to our country?
Yeah.
The fact that the people, the two biggest rivals in politics, and politics is so big in South Sudan, can come together to celebrate this.
It's a photo op. It's about what's gonna happen.
I mean,
next.
I don't think it came out of their heart. It's not like they were like, yo, you want to come watch the game?
It's something photo op.
But it's it's
natural.
Politicians.
Yeah.
Politicians.
What's that?
When there's something good.
What's that Drake line?
They want to take advantage.
And they only came after we won because. When it was the team was being built, there were nowhere out there. That's what I'm saying. Between these two, let's have an indoor facility. Then. If they're really serious about the NBA, the basketball in South Sudan, build an indoor facility.
Wait, how much is our president worth? How much money is he worth?
That's not as much as the country.
They really wanted Luol Deng to come back and get into politics, but he specifically said that he's going to go into basketball. And I think that's just a testament of knowing who you are and what your talent is, and he knew that he could invest into the basketball program for our country and really bring about impact, which we see what he's been able to do in a short period of time. So it's sad that the government is not helping him with he shouldn't be investing his own money. Basically,
he invested all of his money for 4 years into the South Sudanese basketball team.
And I think now we need to put pressure on the leaders. This is what can happen if you actually invest back into the people.
They speak on us as if we are a poverty franchise in the world stage, and that's what we are. But we have the talent to never be that. But at the same time, our leaders are the people.
Talent's not going to be enough. We need resources.
You got to have investment in resources.
I do want to bring up a point that one of the announcers made during the game between the official game with the U.S. and South Sudan. And shout out to them for doing their research again and talking about how South Sudan's population is mostly young people. And it's over
the
half
average
of the
age is 27 or something like that.
Over half of the population is youth.
I think under 18.
Under 18, girl.
Yeah.
And how important that is, and that statement in itself, because that's why the South Sudanese basketball team right now is being a beacon of hope and opportunity, because they're representation of people who look like all of us, who are doing big things, who are playing against the LeBrons and playing against the Steph Currys and being in the Olympics, and how important it is to see people who look like us doing amazing things, big things. And so I think this is just a great, like, the showcasing the opportunities that South Sudanese people can create for themselves, because Luol Deng created this opportunity, and how we can create opportunities for other people in South Sudan to be successful. And you never know what this could mean for the country. If we build a facility, that's going to create jobs. A basketball facility, that's going to create jobs. That's going to create so much, and hope. Like, there's just so much that can come out of this moment right now. So,
and I think even Gabriel said in one of his post interviews, he said, every time he goes home, there's a 7-footer herding cows. So the talent is there. It's just that investment has not been made. So to keep people from, not go that route, and especially with so many young people there. But I think a lot of it is like even if you stated, it gives hope to people when you see somebody in that stage. There's a photo of Obama when he first got elected, and he bowed down to a black boy touch his hair, because that was the first time he saw somebody that looked like him with his hair in this office. And I think a lot of time is like, there's a lot of people back home, all they see is of us is in a bad light.
Right.
This is the first time they see us in the world stage in a good light. So it's going to give the same way, I forgot the model lady name, Alekwek. I think she's the first Sudanese model. Yeah. And then what happened now, it became the standard. A lot of South Sudanese women became models. Right. So I think this can elevate a lot of people to get to that stage. And it's not even just basketball players. They can become coaches. They become other things besides that.
Yeah.
But you have to acknowledge, like, let's be honest with ourselves. This all started with Manute, because this generation doesn't happen without him doing that. Luol doesn't happen without Manute. So like what you said is just, we're in the middle of it right now. We're right before the gold rush, because probably 15, 20 kids right now that are all in D1 programs that have potential NBA potential, even world potential.
Just in Dallas, there's like 4 South Sudanese kids who are crazy
that we know, like who was sick on the court, like just their athletic.
It's just the opportunity just didn't come.
Yeah, that's the difference.
Our
between
bodies are crazily athletic.
You know what's crazy?
And I think also with shout out to Mu. I think she lost her. Yeah, she lost to she fell in her in the 800 meter. She won gold the last Olympics.
She would have won it again this year.
She would have won. Yeah, she would have won it. I think she broke a record.
That's gotta be heartbreaking.
Yeah, she won. She got the world record this year, right?
Yeah. Like so like. I think that's just like you guys are saying. It's like the drops that show what's coming. Like the drops before it actually rains.
Yeah.
Like you see the drops. Like these people are the drops. Like that you start seeing like, and then I feel like eventually when South Sudan has all the opportunities that everybody else has, like playing field. And shout out to Lopez Lomong too. He's from my tribe. He in the Beijing Olympics he was holding the flag. For them, and so like, and I think growing up in Kenya, I saw a lot of amazing things from the Sudanese refugees. The few of us that were there, when it came to like education, we were like the top people in class. When it came to sports, we were the best performers. So like, I think anybody that grew up in that type of environment as a refugee, you always knew like our people are special. Our people are special, and eventually the world is gonna have to deal with us, but
this happened
we're a young country. We're still dealing with our issues, but eventually when we get there, we're gonna be a problem to everybody.
It's not when we get there, we just started getting there. Like this is the beginning. Shout out to I forgot the Canadian football player's name, but he's leading the league right now in receiving. And we got some boys that are coming in American football too.
But let's not just highlight the boys basketball team. The South Sudanese women basketball team is also needs to be invested. That's why that sports facility is very important, because playing outside sucks. As somebody who played basketball, it's not the way to go. It's windy, it's hot. Inside is better always. But women basketball, I think there's a South Sudanese in South Carolina. She just won a national championship last year as well, and she's still there. There's another one in North Carolina. No.
That's what's her name's cousin, sister. What's her name's sister?
And there's one I think in Yukon as well.
Shell's sister? Okay.
Yeah, Shell's sister plays for South Carolina.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yes. So.
And so we need to get to the
and
point.
the soccer team too, for all y'all short kings to actually get something. You know what I mean?
We need to get to the point where our women with height aren't just advertised with bride prices because they're tall and back home. They should have aspirations to be balling.
And talent, our talent,
and models, and everything
don't just sit
else.
back and be pretty, like, you know.
Oh, whoa.
And if you are a 6'3" model, definitely reach out to me so we can mix these athletes.
Yes, but Amanda, you did say something, or was it Willie? You said something about now the men are being represented. I think that's fair because us women, we had a representation in beauty. Like, you know, in the beauty industry, we had Nima, we have Gulleria now, and there's like so much more like South Sudanese. I mean, the girls are getting noticed out here. So now the men, y'all are getting your shine in the Olympics, and now the women are about to get their shine in basketball too, South Sudanese women. So I think this is great. Like all of us are getting represented. South Sudanese in diaspora or in South Sudan, and we're so proud of the South Sudanese basketball team for everything that you do. Win, lose, or draw, we have your back, and we're like, your names are being put
you can't draw in basketball.
Thing.
It's win and lose.
You said what?
Yeah, there's no draw in basketball.
Thank you. It's not that bullshit.
Tariq is that kid. Actually.
Okay, so win or lose, we got your back. Is that better? Okay, thank you. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. Let y'all close out the show.
No, that was good. That was amazing, and I feel like we touched on a lot of good topics. Like she said, overall, like it just means so much for us to have something to cheer about. Patriotism. I've seen people, you know, ordering shirts now, posting online. We even had a picture that got a lot of attention of some South Sudanese ladies at the game. So I think all around it was just beautiful to see.
Hold up. Can we talk about real quick? No, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Some people were trying to say that we were tribalists.
Oh,
we forgot about that. Remember you said we should talk about this.
They said because we forgot. So there was a clip where we were shouting out the players, and in the clip we forgot to say JT Thor's name, but it was included in the podcast episode later on because then I remembered towards the end, but it wasn't in the clip. So they said that we were tribalist podcast because we didn't. We intentionally did not shout him out, and that was my intention.
He's Nuer, but I didn't even know. I didn't even know what tribe he was.
Exactly, like that's how.
So they were like, "You did it on purpose."
No, that's how you know they're tribalists. You're not tribalists because if they notice the people's tribes and it's so important to you, you guys didn't even notice. It means that you guys are not tribalists. Well. They are tribalists.
Period.
And they think that and they think that you're thinking like they do. You know, and so
why would
they're trying to
not say
they're trying to they're projecting.
They're projecting their internalized tribalism.
Do they want us to name all 9 players? I think I can name all 9 players.
Well, to be fair, I do think that some tribes want to just naturally be represented. So I understand that. But yeah, I do think why would you think the worst?
No,
why would you not think
it's the flag?
It's
because that's how they think.
I was actually reading an older roster. So it wasn't the fact that I missed. I was just reading because they sometimes switch up the teammates.
Yeah,
and I was reading an older roster, and I even missed a Dinka person too. You know, so but some people just felt like, oh my gosh, how could you guys miss?
But we have to stop. We have to stop that because in none of those jerseys do they have their tribe's name. It's South Sudan in the back, and it's the name.
Period.
That's it.
Yeah.
The rest of the world just sees us as the
rest of the world have no idea what tribe
we are. Yeah.
When they name LeBron, they say, "Oh, LeBron, he's from Ohio, and I'm from Florida." They're like, "Oh, why you didn't talk nobody from Florida?" No, it's just the United States.
Dumb when you
That's
put it like that, right?
Yeah, you're right. But I mean, Christine you did remember to bring JT Thor.
It's a shamarad that we like, man.
But I think it's an important conversation of when the South Sudanese basketball team is not representing any tribe. This is representing South Sudan.
You know what's funny to me is tribalism is only brought up in these kind of conversations, but tribalism is never brought up when they dating. They be like, I don't give a fuck.
And then when
you don't think so?
When they were that
ass fat enough, you're not gonna care.
They do.
Go ahead.
It matters because he might be a cousin. I gotta figure out what your tribe is. Let me figure out what your tribe is.
Might be closer than we think.
You're right though. If she's your tribe, you better do some research.
There's only 5 Nyambara people around this world.
Go ahead.
But I would
that's
say
your third cousin.
The theme of the theme from the interviews that I watched with all the players that they were doing, they talked a lot about ending tribalism. You know, they brought that up a lot, and even Deng was Luol Deng brought that up. Like, this is about like ending. I hope this is going towards ending tribalism, because our biggest problem is tribalism. In our country, and so like we can all be proud together as all South Sudanese. You know, we can look at that and be like, this is something that we can all be together proud of. And anybody that tries to bring tribalism into the like
equation,
like if you have to go look up the people's tribes,
there's something wrong with you.
Exactly.
Like you have a problem. Like, you know.
To be fair too, there was a lot of I mean, not I wouldn't say a lot, but I saw some posts saying oh, this is the only good Nuer person.
But that's social media. Social media.
I know, but to be give the other side.
It's a Facebook called 10 Tribes. I think they did it. Yeah.
You saw that, right?
I see everything negative because I'm right there with it.
They were like, oh,
I write negative shit.
They were like, this is the only useful. JT Thor is the only useful Nuer person. Like,
oh
some
my
people
God.
In all of South Sudan.
But there's certain narratives that people.
They're just pushing engagement. That's it. That's all it is. You just can't take it.
How do you feel about it?
This guy over here
being quiet.
Yeah, he's been extra quiet.
Let's end on Isaac.
Is he Sudanese or what's going on? I know he's Sudanese. I know he's Sudanese anymore.
See, we're not convinced.
I gotta prove myself. We talk about unity, and you gonna ask me to prove myself?
Where's the Mulakombo?
What tribe are you from?
He's a spy, huh?
He worked for the government.
Prove it.
He worked for the government.
I know. But anyways, leave it in the comments. Do you think that Isaac is really South Sudanese, or is he?
That's crazy.
If y'all noticed at the beginning of the episode, when I asked him about that second tribe, he couldn't tell us nothing. Okay, so
that's sketchy.
I don't know.
He's a spy.
I don't know.
Nobody knows.
Can you say something in Acholi for us? Say something.
Nobody knows that.
That is true.
Say something in Rant.
That's a good point.
We're talking about unity, and then you're asking me how black I am. Literally, that's how African I am.
That's a good point.
Actually, we asked how South Sudanese are you?
The same difference.
I mean, you might be Ugandan.
Unity.
What kind of food do you eat?
You're very Ugandan right now.
Listen, his tribe is South Sudan. His tribe is South Sudan, period. His tribe is South Sudan.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching. We're going to have everybody's handles at the bottom of the episode.
Yes.
And thank you guys so much for coming and being a part of this episode as well.
Appreciate you guys.
We really appreciate y'all, your commentary, Amanual, your comedy. Willie, your insight. Isaac, you just being here and you representing it.
Shout out to Arnabe or AKA Tariq for, you always have like a different opinion.
And you broke down the game really well earlier.
Yes. You bring an opinion that challenges like our viewpoints that are settled into our minds, and you make us think outside the box. So we appreciate you.
Yeah. And
he brings the CIA opinion.
Yes.
Shout out to the USA team. We're going for the gold, baby.
Oh my God. And then big shout out to Mohammed. Or
we have to
Hamoudi.
say his nickname, Hamoudi.
Hamoudi.
Yes.
And thank you so much for coming back and showing unity within the two countries.
Right.
And showcasing like the good side of like how we can really interact with each other.
As a Sudanese, it's very brave of you.
Yeah.
He said you good for a Sudanese.
Like, comment, share, subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next episode.
What are the good ones?